Now, you would think with a 400 card size set list that these megatons would be reprinting cards that really need reprints, but instead we're getting a bunch of random reprints, and a lot of cards missed the reprint slots, and we're going to talk about a lot of those in this video today. Now, to start this video off, I'm going to touch on some experiences from the last week from my personal life, because I need help, and I don't know any other avenue to go about asking for help. I'm very bad about accepting help. This is very hard for me to do. But yeah, things are very rough where we are currently. If you guys want to skip directly to the Market Watch, I'll leave a timestamp at the top of the description below, and you guys can just skip to that part of the video. But otherwise, let's start. Saturday, on my way home from locals, as I was going down the interstate, I hear this loud, metallic ding or a bang. And then all of a sudden I lose control. Not lose control, I guess, but I did lose some function in my steering. My steering wheel was quickly turning to either direction. I was able to make it home safely. I did not get in a car accident, thank God. I was very close a couple different times. It was probably one of the more stressful things that I've had to experience in recent memory. But this is what happened, okay? So the bolt that is supposed to hold this control arm in, we're looking at the front passenger control arm of a 2005 Honda Odyssey minivan. This bolt is supposed to come up from underneath here and kind of go through this and then lock in up here. That bolt broke off while I was driving interstate speeds. Yeah, I did not know this until I got home. I hopes and prayers it. The 10 plus miles to get home, because otherwise I would have been stranded in the evening, and that wouldn't have been fun. But yeah, so we just replaced this control arm 2 months ago. Myself and my uncle and one of his buddies replaced it. It was a 7.5 hour ordeal trying to get it. And apparently we didn't torque the bolt properly. That was a step that we were not aware that we had to do. None of us are, experienced mechanics by any means. And yeah, I'm just planning on scrapping this vehicle. You can see all these oil stains. That's from the van too. Has bad valve cover gaskets, which aren't difficult to replace. They're just more so annoying. But here recently, since we moved, I've also noticed that I get a big puff of white exhaust. Very sweet smelling exhaust. And if you know, you know. That it's likely a head gasket issue. And a head gasket repair is easily $1,500 plus, which I do not have funds for, nor do I want to invest that kind of money into a 2005 vehicle that when I purchased it 2 years ago, I paid $1,600. It was just intended to get a grocery getter around town, because at the time I lived in the same town that I worked in. But now we moved probably about 40 minutes away, and I'm having to commute 70, 80 miles every day for work. So this van is not going to handle that, and I am in dire need of a vehicle that will help me to get to and from my job safely. In the last couple years, I've been the primary breadwinner for myself and my girlfriend. She has had, a little supplemental income here and there to help pay for her gas and some groceries and little things that she needed here and there. But I was the one fronting most of the bills and that kind of stuff. So my savings is pretty much non-existent. So yeah, that leads us to today. As of now, we still have a functioning vehicle. I still have to post this one onto Facebook and see if anybody will come buy it as like a junk vehicle, because I personally can't justify putting over $2,000 into a vehicle that I paid less than that for, and I got the miles out of it that I intended to. So if you guys want to help support, I do have Amazon affiliate links in the description. If you guys are going to purchase anything on Amazon, if you could just click that link before you check out, you don't need to purchase an item that the links go to. Just clicking that link and then checking out will help me earn commission on those, because those are, you know, Amazon affiliate links. Otherwise, if you want to support in any other way, I do have a Venmo. If you guys want to go to my link tree, you guys will see this little finance icon, and then that'll direct you to my Venmo. This isn't required. I'm literally only doing this because I'm out of options. I just need really enough to help supplement the down payment. Because we need to get something quick, and we need to get something reliable that's going to last us a few years. Otherwise, if you guys just want to come out to my Whatnot shows or anything like that, that will help too. This last Saturday, after this whole vehicle incident happened, we made like $500 pre-fees, which was pretty good. That felt very good to move some of the inventory, and if we need to, we'll dig into the personal collection stuff. It's not too big of a deal. Right now, the biggest worry is trying to find a reliable vehicle that can help me get to and from my job that is 40 minutes away, because this job is too good. I really need to keep this job. Yeah. So, enough of the personal life stuff. Any help is appreciated, and I do appreciate you guys for kind of taking the time to listen to this. Now, let's move on to some cardboard, okay? The first one I want to touch on is Myrialogic Aggregator. It's from Darkwing Blast, and this is, as far as I know, this is an Ultimate Slayer target against Ryziel, the new rank 4 deck from Crossover Breakers in the OCG. And this card missed the tins, so this super rare has been going insane. You can see it was bulk, and then we got tin reveals, and people were like, okay, it's already spiking. Let's make it spike even more. So 36 listings, these are about $3.50. If you guys opened Darkwing Blast a lot to try to get the Bestials, or whatever else was even in that set, Bestials, Spellbound I think was in that set. Honestly, I can't even remember what else was in the set. Cartesia, I guess. But yeah, if you guys have bulk from that set, go ahead and look through it, because these are worth money. Masquerade is kind of the same thing. This is for 7th Tachyon, which is a light duelist pack card that we do not have in the TCG. But essentially you get to reveal a number monster from your extra deck with numbers between like 101 to 107 or something specific, and this helps that because it's rank 4, and it helps you get a monster out. All of these are around the $10 mark, no matter the copy or the printing or the condition. So if you guys have rare bulk, definitely look for these 104s. And another one that's spiking for Ryziel is number 70, Malevolence, and the Spooter. It only has a 1 print out of Duelist Saga, and you can see these have been spiking significantly. As of right now, I'm actually going to refresh this, because I'm not sure if that's accurate with the... Okay, never mind, it's not anymore. 7 listings in total, and you can see there are no filters enabled. This is 7 total listings of this card on TCG Player, with $4.50 being your lowest, because all these other ones have really high shipping. That's absolutely insane. I think I have 2 of these too somewhere. I never completed my playset for my Dusa Master Set. My boy Yord. They did the boy dirty. They didn't give him a rarity bump. In the tins. No ultra, no secret. Rest in peace, Yord. We gotta run a super in the extra deck. I don't know why they didn't reprint this, but then they reprinted stuff like Scatter Fusion and Gemnite Quartz again. Those were both in the last year's Megatons, the Dueling Heroes. Why could we have not used the Ultra slot the Gemnite Quartz got and give it to our boy Yord? So for now, we're going to have to run the Super Rare. It is what it is. I mean, Plunder players, we've been cursed. We are stuck with a singular common main deck monster in Black Eyes because they decided to give him 2 commons. Also Dipsy Fiend, I guess, but that's a brand new card, so we'll exempt that for now. And now we're stuck with a super rare in the extra deck. It's unfortunate is what it is. Power Tool Dragon is another one that did not get a tin reprint. Lifestream Dragon also tying in with that. Red Dragon Archfiend, and what was the other one? RDA, and I can't remember what the other Signer Dragon was. Blackwing Dragon? Yeah, I think it was Blackwing Dragon. Both got quarter centuries in the tins. But they just completely left out Power Tool and Lifestream Dragon, and I really have zero clue. Like Mecha, yeah, leave out Mecha, that's fine. But Lifestream and Power Tool are very important to the whole Signer Dragon lore, so I don't know why these got left out. Maybe they're going to be in Quarter Century Bonanza. Who knows? We have no way of knowing at this moment. The Vernisylph cards. None of these got reprinted except for Vernisylph and the Flowering Flower Buds. And guess what? It was a common in Power the Elements. And it's a common again. Why do they keep doing this? Why do we keep getting commons in the Megatons? Why are we printing Megaton commons that are just reprints of core set commons? Please make it make sense. I'm tired of the filler. At least, the least they could do is make the lowest rarity in the tins either a rare or a super rare. That way almost everything is going to get a rarity bump. If it was a common in a core set, hey, it gets to be a rare, it gets to be a super. But this common to common stuff, just for the sake of artificially inflating the set size, is really, really awful. I hate it. It makes no sense. And again, this year's Megatons are really weird too, because we have 100 secrets, 50 quarter centuries, 100 commons, and 150 ultras. So you get 3 ultras per pack. Okay. You get 1 secret, and you get, what, 8 commons? Like, it makes no sense to me. I have zero clue. Like, Bear could have gotten a rarity bump. Cosmo and Wanda could have gotten the rarity bumps. Even Vera could have gotten a secret. The Duck could have gotten a secret. Hell, Bunny could have gotten an ultra. Or the field spell. Like, anything here. But no, they just left it all. And it's the same thing with Goaty. Goaty is such a fun deck. But it got 0 reprints in the tins. 0. Absolutely none. And we have Goaty of the Deep Beyond. We got Guaglim. The biggest mistake was Ascon as a common. This card is so important to the deck, and it's still a common when it should have been at least an ultra. At least an ultra. And I still have zero clue why they didn't do any rarity bumps for either of these archetypes. And speaking of stuff missing the tins, so some of these Vanquish Souls made it in, some of them didn't. But the big misses here were all of the Nouvelle archetype. None of the Nouvelle archetype are in the tins. That includes At Table, the field spell. That includes the Chef's Special Recipe. Now these are CRs, okay? $11 for the field spell CR. That's not awful, really. The today's menu didn't make it in the tins. Here's the regular ultra field spell. None of the recipes, none of the Nouvelle ritual monsters or the ritual spells. They're just all bulk. And this deck was really interesting. It had a really kind of fun playstyle. I liked that all of the different rituals were different levels, and they just kind of got each other out, and it was just a really fun playstyle. And I don't know why they decided to just not reprint any of them in tins. And it's the same thing with tier. Okay, so granted, we got tier cash, thank God, because this card was expensive for so long. Why? Why did they give us this? The bad field spell. Why did this deserve an ultra? Why could we not have reprinted Rhino Heart in a secret? Or even Sharon in a secret? Havness and Merle, they're fine, they have OTS supers, but hell, even ultras would have been sick. Or even better, Meta Noise, Crime, Solic, even Heartbeat and Scream, like, all of the tier spells and traps are commons aside from the field spell. Just, some of these decisions are really weird, man. And Nimlyria, this is a really slept on archetype. We got one card getting the bump, but they didn't print the main monster or either of the big guys. Like, I just don't understand some of these choices. But yet, it's okay. We get Gemnite Quartz, Scatter Fusion, and, you know, the same 100 bulk commons that we've been dealing with all year as more bulk commons. Yay. Oh, Rescue Ace, Hydrant, my beloved. Let's give this a refresh real quick. Yeah, the Ultras are 6+, the Supers from Maze of Millennia are sitting like 5s, and the CRs are completely gone. CRs are very, very high up, with the lowest being around the $73 mark for the playset. You could have gotten these as low as 30s just 2 months ago, but yeah, if you didn't get them then, you're paying double that price now. For the Ultras are sitting about $6 to $7 a copy. That's not too bad. That's about what they were when they released. They were around, because I paid $4 for my playset, and I ended up selling those at $35 each, roughly. That was a good decision. The supers are stonking like crazy. These are $5 each. This was, if I remember right, this was a short printed super, so you didn't see these often. Correct me if I'm wrong in the comments, though. Same thing with Turbulence. Turbulence has the CR, the Ultra, and the Super from the same exact sets. Ultra is still pretty affordable. CR's, you know, about the $20 mark, and the Super is very accessible. Makanko Fire Dance is a super that didn't get reprinted for Makankos, and since this is a foil, there is a chance that people do come back once they get their main Makanko core from the tins, and they try to fill in the gaps from all these cards that didn't get reprints. So they're going to come pick up a playset of Fire Dance since it's so cheap. And yes, it has 200 listings with, you know, several quantity. How much quantity do we have? 1857 on the market entirely. 1857 goes by really quick when you have tens of thousands of players that are wanting to try out a deck for the first time now that it's finally accessible, or, you know, just people wanting to go back and complete their cores just to have on hand for future support. So do keep an eye on some of these. Same with Heavenly Gate. Heavenly Gate is the field spell. I don't remember this being played too often, but this is sitting 70 listings, about $1. These are the kind of cards that it doesn't hurt to have just a playset sitting around just in case it's actually needed, or just in case it gets completely bought out and you have a little bit of a window to sell this. So keep an eye on it. Gold Pride, man. Like, they reprinted Leon, but they didn't reprint Captain Carey? Like, 0 sense. And same thing with Chariot Carey. They reprinted Pinballer, but they didn't reprint... no, they reprinted Rollerballer, but they didn't reprint Pinballer. There's a lot of weird choices with the Gold Pride reprints, and I don't know entirely who's making them. Wow, is this Starlight really under $20? Holy hell. This Starlight is $15. Yeah, anybody have like $30? Just go buy a couple of these and sit on them, I think. That's ridiculous. 1664 for a Starlight. This Starlight was like 150 to 175 the first couple weeks after release, so that's insanity. How has this fallen so low? Actually, I kind of want to go back and view the Captain Carry. Captain Carry is sitting about 40 to 50. Yeah, about the $40 mark. That's still very down from where it was, but could be worse, I guess. Trivia Karma. This is an Ultra from Photon Hypernova that missed the reprint. Over 100 listings available, with Gamer's Choice having the big wall at 80 cents. These are really accessible, and I can't remember how many the decks were playing of this. I think it was just one, but this is, again, one of those cards that wouldn't hurt to have a whole playset of. Albazoa. This is one of my favorite designed cards, like my favorite artworks to come out in recent memory. I'm a big fan of the whole horror genre, and this just reminds me so much of like a like a demon that you'd see come out at you. It's just so cool, and it's such a neat playing the full Dogmatica ritual deck is just really interesting. I guess there's not, yeah, it's just fun. It's not going to be competitive, but it is fun. Albazoa missing the reprint. 40 cents for these. They're super accessible. It was a super rare by by every, it should have gotten an Ultra or a secret. Dogmatica Matrix was a super, and it also dodged a reprint. This one's a lot lower on listings, 52. However, Gamer's Choice does have the wall at 62 cents. Made to order Mermaid Outfit Outfitter. Remember when people were hyping this card up very, very, very much? Yeah, also dodged the reprint slot. This is a card that's pretty good in the mirror match, but the only issue with this is it's not a quick play. If this was a quick play, this card would be broken. But it's not a quick play, sadly. So, over 200 listings. These are like 15, 20 cents a piece. Very accessible if you still need time to get your playset. Firewall Defensor has gone up quite a bit because this did not receive a reprint at all. These are about $1 to $2, quickly up to the $3 range with shipping. So keep an eye on those. Vanquished Soul, Dr. Madlove. The CRs are, about $15 to $20. Let's do a little refresh and see where they're sitting. Yeah, about the 15 to 20. And the regular Ultras are leaving the market, about $4 to $5 a piece on those. Kind of the same thing over here with Pantera. Pantera is very low on listings, $5 per. You can see a bunch of the quantities moved around the same time that the reveals came out, and people were like, oh, there's only like 3 Vanquished Soul cards in here. Let's go pick up the rest of the core before it skyrockets. And it's the same thing here with Caesar Valius. Caesar Valius is completely gone. Let's click into the Ultra. Ultra 7 listings with 1 copy available under $5 before it's quickly 10 plus. Yeah, would not be a bad idea if this seller is not on vacation mode to go ahead and go pick that copy up while you can. The CRs are sitting about the $25 mark. I remember when this card was very expensive. But yeah, sitting about 25 on all copies of this CR. Not too shabby. Xiaolong out of Agov, the quarter centuries are sitting around the $20 mark, whereas the Ultras are very affordable, plentiful listings. This set was very, very, very opened. People chasing the SP Little Knight. So there will be plenty of these copies available on the market for the short term. Pearly Nor is one that didn't get a reprint, which is very odd considering all the reprints they've done to Pearly lately, with a large chunk of them being in Rarity Collection 2. And now the Megatons reprinting a lot of the Amazing Defender stuff in Ultra Rare, giving all the supers a rarity bump. So Pearly Nor, once people get their hands on the Pearly Core, they're going to want Nor, the baby Nor. So if you have extra Duelist Nexus bulk, or you can, find these for pretty cheap, again, not a bad idea to get a set to hold for trades or whatnot. Clockwork Knight. Yep, You think this is a Cyber Dragon card. It's not. It's a stun card, baby! Because it turns all monsters on the field to machine, and your machine monsters gain attack and defense, and your opponents lose attack and defense, so it just makes you beat over stuff easier. You don't use this second effect ever. It's just this effect that matters. That every monster on the field becomes a machine, and your machines gain attack defense, theirs lose. But this card is sitting around $14 to $15 a copy. This is kind of where it's been for the last few months. It's been the like $10 to $15 range. However, people are buying a couple more copies of this now that the Megatons have been revealed, and it's not in there. Same thing with Assault Synchron. Assault Synchron has been very affordable for so long. We never got to see the Synchron deck do anything over in the TCG, which is kind of a shame. However, these Assault Synchrons are moving since it wasn't in there, and Revolution Synchron was, so keep an eye on that. Flame Wingman Infernal Rage also had a Monstrous Revenge. This guy also didn't get the reprint. Yeah, hero players, these are like $3 per, that's about standard, but you can see when Megatons got announced, a lot of these sold. So do keep an eye on that. If you have like secret bulk from this set, there's a lot of bangin' secrets that were only like $1 or so when the set came out, so do take a look through your bulk. Duality! This also didn't get the reprint, which is weird. This is such a good card. We were seeing this used in... The one deck that comes to mind is the Bestial Runic deck that Joshua Schmidt piloted. This was running 3 dualities, and this is kind of low on listings. It's always been around this $10 mark. I can't remember a time that it really fell too far below that. You can see here it was even like $7, $8, but it never got too much lower than that, which is kind of cool. Yeah, about $7, $8 was the lowest. And can we see all the way back to the hype? Was that the hype? Yeah, that might have been the hype. Around $15, that might have been. Mobilize Linkage for the Sky Strikers. This also hasn't received a reprint out of Magnificent Mavens. However, this is only $2. I remember a point in time where these were 5s and like selling very frequently at the 5s. However, these are $2. If you guys don't have a playset of this, definitely pick it up because this card is so good for the Striker deck. And Azalea too. So I don't know why Azalea didn't get reprinted, because this card was being teched in a lot of different decks for a little bit. And we also haven't gotten Camellia. Why haven't we gotten Camellia yet? However, Azalea is sitting around the $12 to $15 mark pretty comfortably. This used to be 18s, 20s at one point even. Yep. Crazy. Crazy how things shift in this market. Synchro Zone. Yep. Need I say more? Stun! Neither player can declare attacks except with Synchro Monsters. Woo, that's the only thing that matters on this card. Literally the only thing that matters. It protects you from being attacked unless you're facing Tempai, essentially. This card is $3+ now. Again, another one of those bulk cards from BLMR that was 50 cents to $1 that is now worth several dollars, so do check and see if you have these. Dark Magician, the Knight of Dragon Magic, is also not on the reprint slot. The quarter century is still pretty accessible. I think we touched on these when they were even lower than $20. Let's see. Yeah, I guess the lowest they hit was about 20, and that's probably where we did touch on them. So this 21 to 24, this isn't a bad price if you want one just for the Dark Magician Collector Binder. However, if you just want like copies to play, I don't know if you would play this, but they are very accessible around the $1.50 to $2 mark. So you can go ahead and pick up one or however many copies you desire. Raging Phoenix, this one was really shocking, especially with how relevant Fire format has been this last year. One of the best end board pieces for the Fire decks, we just didn't get reprinted. It makes 0 sense to me why they let this go through. But these are sitting about the $25 mark, which is significantly lower than they had used to be. These used to be up to the $50 range. Yeah, up to 55s. That's insanity. Fish Sonar, again, not receiving a reprint, even though we're getting like the Mermail Atlantean stuff and Shark stuff here next month. So I don't know if they plan on putting this in an OTS set as maybe a common or a super, but I would not put it past them. If you guys do have these though, it's not a bad hold, you know, just in case it jumps up to the $10+ mark that it used to be. You can see, yeah, back here in the June to July, it was $10 to $11 for about a month and a half, 2 months. God, we're almost down to this. Yeah, we are down to this mark. That's insane. And Marincess Dive. So Marincess Dive, another one of the good ultras out of the Duels from the Deep pack. There are very many listings of this. 125. These are about $3.50 to $4 a piece. But we are... Is that this next set that we're getting that new Marincess card? Or no, that's the Light Duelist pack. The one that counts as the Trickstar and the Marincess. Yeah, that's the Trickstar support. So that is something to look forward to, though, because that will be used in both decks. If you guys enjoyed the video, make sure to leave a like, leave some comments below, subscribe if you guys are new, and I do appreciate everything that you guys do. Getting back into content creation has been really fun, and it's been a good outlet for, you know, some of my ramblings, and it's just been a good focus tool for me, and I thank you guys for giving me a platform to share my thoughts. It's been really fun, and I really do enjoy it. So, hope you guys have a good day. Stay safe, stay hydrated, and we'll talk to you guys in the next one. Take care!